Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical. This is Mystical Gamer. We're jumping into Watch Your Realms now. Just want to go over Maverick's haul. There's a lot of changes come into it. Some will affect you, some not so much, but it's worth having a look at to see what we're going to get when the patch drops. Okay, so this is the Forerunner. It's already dropped on here. Just going to have a quick overview on some of the stuff here. So first and foremost, it's where we're going to get Keystones from. So they're not here at the moment. I assume they will arrive after the next update, so in 8 days time, or probably 3 or 4 I think it is, when the patch actually drops and the shop updates. Then the dungeon shop is apparently getting keys as well, so we will find them here. The other place you're going to get them that is relatively new is Gear Aid. If we come down to the gear dungeons, then from stage 7 onwards, I think this is a little bit tight. I think you start getting the materials from stage 3, so they should have included Keystones 1 and 2 I think from stage 3, and then stage 7 is where you're going to get Keystones levels 1 to 3, and that goes all the way up to stage 10. They don't increase to stage 4 at all. Okay, so there's something else. Now the other thing as well, not overly impressed with this option either actually. I think they could have put this off for a little while. So artifact material raid is going to start shortly, and then we're going to be able to get from there, you're going to be able to get your keystones as well. So when you come in here, levels 21 and 22 we'll do keystones 1 and 2, or sorry, keystones 1 to 3. 19 and 20 offer nothing, and I just think that's a little bit, I think it's a little bit tight, because the BP value and where this is aimed at is definitely worth more than nothing, and the stamina cost I think is also worth more than nothing. And the other thing is, why do the event now when they could have put Gear Aid 1 or 3 in there afterwards and then waited until the patch had dropped, then done another artifact material raid? I don't know, I just think it's badly thought through, to be honest. But there you go, that's what it is. That's what they've done. So the other thing that's changed from the Keystones is you can now start getting them from quests. So your weekly quest here, update 3 pieces of gear to level 8, and then you'll get a keystone, but you won't get a keystone, you'll get this chest. Okay, now also the other places you can get chests from, I don't know if they're from Abyss, but they are from Titanic Ruins. So on your weekly reset from Titanic Ruins, they obviously haven't changed what it looks like in the actual chest description, but when you go to your storage, you'll find that you'll get them in the storage as opposed to anywhere else. Okay, when you come down and look at your storage, there you go, you see random trial keystone, Titanic Ruins, level 2 to 5, owned 1. So that was my last week's drop, and then when I use that, I'll actually get the keystone out of it. Okay, so you can get them from there. You can get the legendary versions as well. I haven't seen an epic version of them, and then your weekly quest will also give you here as well. You'll get that in a chest format, so that's stored in your storage and therefore doesn't take up any room here whatsoever. Right then, so what have we got here then? So there's been some changes here. Now some of these are brilliant, some of them maybe not so much, but there we go. So the first thing to note is you've now got this battle gallery. Now this has already been populated in Forerunner. Whether they take the data across, I don't know, or whether it's going to be a couple of days before we see this populated in global, who knows. But you can actually go in and you can see all the possible different options you've got for modifiers, and there are absolutely tons of them. Look at them all, there are absolutely loads, so you can go through and have a look. The other thing that I think is quite good with this is you can actually search function. So they've got a little search function up here. The only thing I dislike about the search function is you need 8 characters in there as well. So if you do Batwing for example and search, you can't search for that because you need at least 8 characters. But if you search for Batwings, then that's fine. Also, if you search for the Banshee, you couldn't, but Banshees you would. But bear in mind they spelled Banshees 2 different ways as well. So that's, but little things like that. But there you go. So the other thing you can obviously look for though is self-destruct. Right. And then you can have a look at all the self-destruct options as well. And then when you have a look at them, you can see our favourite hero there. Decimus has got a spot as well as one of the popular heroes for self-destruct because he's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so there we go. The other thing to think about then, so that's the battle gallery, and now some bigger changes. So the bottom right down here, we can destroy stuff. So you may wish to destroy stuff. You're getting more of them now and more of them are coming through. So you may wish to get rid of some of the excess that you've got. Now, you can only do apparently 200 a month, so you'd have to bear that in mind, particularly as we start getting more of them. Now when you destroy them, you can only destroy level 1 and 2. You'll see level 3s and level 4s are crossed out, so you can't destroy them. And then you can either go in and select all of them, or you can go in and select them individually. Okay, so we will cancel out of that. And then the other way to destroy one is if you select it, instead of just the insert button, you've also got the destroy option as well. Now, some other small changes as we push forward. They now have energy attached to them. This is not stamina, it's not costing you anything, but it is to energy. Now this is to stop people force closing the game or the app and then restarting it to get an infinite amount of runs. If you've never done that, then this is a nice option for you. You can now actually just get a free re-go on it because you've got 2 energy and it takes 1 to do a run. Okay, there we are. The downside to that is if you were taking advantage of force closing the game, then that option is now taken away from you. Is 2 energy enough? Probably not. Certainly not for some of the later levels. I think you probably need more than 2 goes, but maybe you're going to have to get used to the fact that you're not going to be able to finish these all the time. You're going to have to accept the fact that you're not going to finish them or complete them straight away. I think that's going to be one of the things we're going to have to get used to. So there we go. Now if we insert that, the other thing that we've got here is now we've got an auto battle down here. So heroes, gear and artifacts are already saved, so it's a whole gear and artifact. You can change the heroes and just come in and do the auto fight. So if we come here and we do auto fight, I don't need to prompt that again, and we can do this. We'll have a look through the auto fight, and as we go through it, we can see some other changes, and maybe we'll get to see some issues as well about what's going on. I think I'll probably release my auto fight team come Monday, and we'll see how we go with that. We should be able to have a look at it. Now there are a couple of issues. So firstly, it automatically places everyone for you, and it's automatically doing whatever team you last placed, so you can't have different teams saved for different setups. Okay, now as you see, as we finish, this is our stage 1 is already finished. There we go, stage is clear, and now we move on to stage 2. The stage 2 comes with some issues. So quite normally we'll see at the top right or bottom left, we see a new respawn point. Now that respawn point could be anywhere, and now for me, as you can see, I put my unnamed hero up there on the top right looking at it, and I won't know if that's going to be the right place or not as I look through different options. Okay, so that's not always going to be the case for me. Now the other thing that happened is we know that we've got one escaped from me, but unless I watch the fight, I'm never going to know if that has happened for me or not. Okay, I'll never know if I've missed one or not, because there isn't anything at the end that tells you congratulations, you've completed or killed all the enemies, or you haven't. So that could probably do with a change. Okay, now the other thing as well, as we move on throughout the fight, is you'll see that we've got a little counter coming down, and we've got now 20 seconds left on this fight. When this stage ends, the next stage will start, and we'll have another counter available. So on the last round now at the very end, there is a 90-second timer, so you've got 1 minute 30 seconds when the last stage is finished to complete your run as well. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. If you've got a big Baron fight towards the end where he's shielding everyone, that might take you a bit longer than the 1 minute 30 or used to, but that won't happen anymore. 1 minute 30 and your fight is over with. Now, with regards to the energy, at the end of the fight now, I will be able to choose whether I want to keep my rewards or the chests I got, or go, actually, I can do a better run than this, I'm going to recycle my runs. So that's the upside to the energy. But if you were taking advantage of being able to force quit, then yeah, that's not so much a bonus for you then. you're actually going to get seen off, and how people are going to react to not being able to do lots of runs on stages 4s and 5s. I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see. I think probably 2 energy per level might have been a nicer option, might have been a more of a happy medium to sit in the middle or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see. So here we go. This is now the final stage. We can see we've got about just over 30 seconds left on this, and when that ends, we get that 1 minute 30 as well. It comes up in red lettering. It's not big or anything like that, but it's just so you're aware that that's all the time that you've got left. Here we go. There it's ended. We've got the 1 minute 30 left, and that's now it. The other thing they've changed is the animations at the end. Okay, we'll have a quick look at those. We'll be able to see those, and then you'll be able to have a look at, you get disappointed from the smaller chest going up to the bigger one. Okay, like I say, there's nothing here to say that I've missed any. They're the chests I've got. I can give up and leave, or I can claim the chest rewards. Okay, now I remain in Keystone Energy 1 of 2, so if I give up and leave, there we are, there, then I just get the keystone back. It's not disappeared or anything like that. There you go, and I am now down to 1 energy out of 2. There we are, and that's pretty much it. Or you can claim it. We'll chuck this back in, we'll do the auto fight, we'll speed this up until we get to the end as well, okay, so you don't have to rewatch the whole thing again. There we are, and this time through we don't have the give up and leave option, we've just got the claims, so we can claim our rewards, and this time it goes from the blue to the purple to the legendary chest, and you collect them sort of in order. You get disappointed in the correct order as opposed to the other way around now, so those animations have been changed. The other thing is, these do not come back, so I've had some of these down since before reset last week, and even at the weekly reset you don't get your energy back. Okay, I did ask the devs about it, and they said no, it's you get 2 shots at it through their testing as well. Okay, so there you go. That's whether you like it or not, that's what's happening. So there you go. That's everything that's happening with Maverick's Halls and the changes in the patch and how it's going to affect you. Yeah, some good, some bad in that, isn't there? I'm not a lover of the energy. I think it's fine with the lower stages. The only other thing is, sorry, didn't mention this. Insert, this is an auto fight, it is not a background fight. Okay, so you do get to watch it, you can wander off and do things, but it's not a background fight. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now yeah, that's everything done. There we are. If you could leave me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, that would help me out massively. I'll see you all in a video again soon. Cheers for your time. Thank you.